Hi y'all. Today at home, Miss Joan, we're going to make some squash patties or squash fritters. If you got an over and abundance of squash at your house this is summertime, well here is another good dish and another way that you can use up all those squash. Makes it taste different every time and you're going to love it. Right now I've got about 4 squash and I'm going to shred them. I'm going to take you over here to my food processor and show you what I'm going to do. Well, I'm just cutting the ends off. Of course, these are washed and dried. I've got my slicer on a fine shred. It could be a fine to a medium, depending on what you got. If you don't have a food processor, you got just a grater. This big end right here. Just grate you up some. I've said this before. This is the workhorse in my kitchen right here. Is this food processor. All right. Okay. Now it's just up to you how many you use, depending on how many people you're going to have to feed. Here goes another one. Woo-wee. I think I'm going to stop at 3. We'll see. See what I got? Got me some grated squash. While I'm getting out my flour, you'll see here, if you wonder what's under this towel. We've been canning up squash. I got a video out there of canning squash that you can fry. And that's how we're doing all of ours this summer. We froze it for years and years, but we're doing this summer. And you don't have to think about it no more. There it is on your shelf. But anyway, if you're familiar with making potato patties or salmon patties, it's along that same principle. We're just going to stir us up a patty and fry it. We'll see how much those 3 squash yielded. There's 1. You wouldn't think it'd make that much, would you? Look what a pile I got. 2. 3. Now if you wanted to, looks like about 4 cups of squash is what I've got. If you wanted to squeeze some of the water, the moisture out of this, you know, squash has a lot of water in it. We're going to just, look at there how much. See it? I'm just drying it up a little bit. Now, just to make this thicken up, oh, that's a lot of squash. I'm going to put an egg in it. Just your basic thickening recipe is put an egg in something. Okay, I'm taking out a lot of the water out of that and it's brought it down. It's not hardly so big anymore. And this amount right here, I'm going to put 2 eggs. If you didn't have very many going to eat supper with you, just put 1 and about 2 cups of squash, okay? All right. Salt and pepper. I'm going to put some chopped onion in it. What's all the ways you make your squash? We do, oh, that's a good half a cup of chopped onion right there. Salt. Now here you could put, you could spice it up with red pepper flakes. You got any more ideas, Jordan? Garlic, salt, just anything like that. Mixed seasonings. Right now we just got squash, salt and pepper, and egg. Now, we're going to have to decide how much flour to put in it. I'm going to start off about half a cup. What I'm doing is trying to make it the thickness so I can make a patty and put it in that hot grease and fry it. That's exactly what we're doing. If y'all try these, let me know, okay? A little bit more, because I'm just trying to get it like I was making a potato patty or salmon patty. You can do this with your zucchini. Be good. My daughter Jordan and I talked. We decided we're going to put a little cheese in ours. I went over to the refrigerator and I had some Cody Jack. It's going in. Okay. How much is that, Jordan? Half a cup? 3/4?
3/4.
Okay. Now, tastes pretty good to me. Now, if I didn't get the grease too hot, we're going to fry these. Squash fritters. Squash patties. Okay, y'all, I'm going to dip down in here with my big spoon and see if I can get one to drop off into the grease. There he goes. They fry up real quick, so I'm going to have to be Johnny on the spot. Depending on what size you got, I'm using one of my big tablespoons and just dropping them. Sometimes I can use my ice cream scoop. That wasn't working because there's a little bit moisture in these. Is that pretty? There you go. I gotta grab a flipper right quick because they need flipping. See how quick they fry? Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? Once I got them going here, just flip it right over. And that's how quick these little fellers fry up. Isn't that pretty? Now you can tell from the amount of batter that I got left, I'm gonna have several fries of them, but I thought I'd show you this first batch right here. Does that look good? That'll make you a wonderful side for whatever you're having for supper. And what did it take? 5 minutes to stir it up, and a new way to make your squash. When I take these up and drain them, I'll show them to you. You can make any kind of a little dip on the side of it. Your bang bang sauce will be really good on the side of these, Jordan. We're always creating something in here in this kitchen. I swear we are. Oh. But that is just a quick little recipe because everybody this time of year is saying, what else can I do with my squash? Well, at home with Miss Joan, I showed you. Hey y'all, I cooked 12 and quit. Look how much batter I had left. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna freeze it for another day. And I do want to say, see all this shredded up squash? When you shred your squash, you can freeze it like this in the little small freezer bags, and then you can have these all winter long. Okay, you just thaw this out and add all these ingredients to it, and you got a great winter dish too. But look at here how they turned out. I'm telling you what's the truth. They fried up so golden brown and crispy. You've got to try this at your house with all your squash. Okay. Look at here, that cheese running everywhere. I tell you, these are pretty good by themselves. Just think how wonderful it's going to be if you had a meat and green bean or some kind of side dish and have your meal ready in just a few minutes. You learned this today at Home with Miss Joan, and you can add this to all the other squash recipes. Remember, you're going to learn how to can you some squash, freeze you some squash. On the line on my channel, we've got squash casserole, we got fried squash, squash boat, you're going to love that, and squash fritters. There's 1,000 ways you can make squash. Y'all let me know some ways that I hadn't thought of, okay? I've enjoyed making this today in just a few minutes from At Home with Miss Joan. At Home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At Home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? You know, like your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me, somebody will right here from At Home with Miss Joan. Woo! Y'all check these videos out, okay?